I'm the director of the Erie Institution, but I've never acted that way or abused the authority. But for the first time since I took the position, I'm going to use it. I'm not doing it as the head of the Erie Institution, the secret research institution. I'm doing it as a doctor to protect Satoko. It's about Satoko's parents' accident at the Shirakawa Natural Park. Do you think you can ask Okanogi from the Mountain Hounds to put an end to it as an accident? Sure, of course, that's no problem. The Mountain Hounds is a unit specialized in concealment and manipulation, after all. You're right. We have to put an end to this quickly, otherwise the police will be a bother getting closer to our research. That's right. Especially, please make sure Oishi is drawn away from this case. We're at a delicate stage of the drug administration test. She doesn't need any unnecessary stress. You're absolutely right. I'll let the Mountain Hounds know. I've heard that even the connections within the police, so I'll give an order to put pressure on them too. I'm sure the accident in Shirakawa will be concluded as an accident within a few days. It's confirmed as an accident. Only if it was really an accident, it would have eased Satoko's soul. Getting rid of the pathogen doesn't heal the wounded soul. Yeah, she killed her parents. Nor does it erase the sad tragedy that already took place. Oh, and she killed Keiichi too, so whoopee! She has a fond joy of pushing people off bridges, it seems. She has a real, good idea for doing that. A talent. But of course Keiichi was stupid. Oh, I'm gonna turn around. Fuck off. No. Fuck you. I'm not turning around. All I can do is do my best. So the day she regains her smile comes sooner. More progress. Oh, God. So much. Don't have that. Don't have that. I can do this one next, but I'm just going to see what else that unlocked. No. Nope. Okay. Anything on here? Anything? Nope. So I guess this will actually unveil something. Rika developed a high fever. Thank you. Thank you. A very high fever. It's not a flu season or a flu season for any type of contagious disease. Then I remember the suspicious experiment Rika has gone through. Maybe the fever is caused by that. Her growth is rather slow compared to the other children her age. Receiving mysterious shots and going through experience every week, I'm sure her body is exhausted. I've asked the staff to go easy on her, but Rika herself is fearless and is willing to go through anything. My husband, who should be the one to warn her about it, truly believes that it involves the lives of over 2,000 villagers, and he's the one taking her to the clinic every week. I'm the only one who's sincerely worried about Rika's health. I'm worried too. If that makes you feel any better. That's why I want to ask Dr. Irie to be a little more considerate towards Rika. Anyway, I have to talk to them about taking responsibility for this. Right after I called, a clinic staff member came to pick Rika up to admit her at the clinic. As a guardian, I followed. Please calm down, and we'll make sure she'll be fine, so please wait for a while. How can I calm down? Why did she come down with such a high fever? Isn't this caused by the suspicious experiment you performed last week? Rika's just a little girl. She cares about her friend. That's why she's going through this. I understand. There's no way our research will affect Rika in a negative way. Besides, we are being extremely cautious about things, so that won't happen. Then explain this high fever. The season is changing. How could this be a simple cold? This is because of the suspicious shot you gave her. Dr. Irie only tells me to calm down and refuses to accept the responsibility. My husband told me this in an emergency for the village, and that's why I've held back my suspicions until today. But I'm at the limit. Yay, suspicious. Thank you. The existence of these people have been as suspicious from the beginning. The research is conducted in secrecy, using a privacy policy as an excuse. That's far too suspicious. That's just impossible. In fact, I've called the Ministry of Health before and was told that such a thing doesn't exist. Even after I told them I'm Furude Rika's mother. They even came up with stupid excuses, saying normal workers often don't know of a special institution like theirs. That doesn't make sense at all. It's too suspicious. Also, there are some people who don't appear to be researchers in the institute. They look like security guards, but they seem so different from normal security guards at a normal hospital. Actually, I've seen by accident that they are armed with guns. That is... Are they policemen? I don't think so. Who are you all anyway? I refuse to believe you're from the Ministry of Health. It appears Dr. Ire is taken aback because of my intensity, and he can't even answer me properly. Well, I guess she's gonna be eliminated because she's asking too many questions. They're still hiding a lot from us. That tells me that the research they're doing with Rika isn't anything honest. Anyway, I'm Rika's guardian. Rika is still a child. It doesn't matter what she says. I won't let her participate in this research anymore. Oh my. It's Rika's mother. Hello. Oh, what's the matter? Is everything okay? Oh, well, Rika's mother says she won't let Rika participate in the research anymore. Why is that? She's not a guinea pig, that's why. We've never treated her that way. You're misunderstanding us. I'm a little startled. Dr. Deary is rather a wimp who would back off when pushed. But Takano is different. I'm yelling at her, but she's not afraid at all. On the contrary, her eyes are glaring, and she looks as if she's about to jump me. Oh, I'd beat the fucking shit out of her. Rika's fever is caused by a cold. We didn't cause it. When it comes to safety and sanitation, we pay the same level of attention as a national research center. I don't mean to be rude, but considering you walk around while holding Rika's hand without disinfecting your hands with alcohol first, we are more sanitary by far. I'd beat the ever-loving shit out of her. I don't care. I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm gonna kill the bitch. Oh, you do not. Oh, that would push me. You do not. Ooh. That would piss me off. I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. Ooh. We're not talking about that. Anyhow, Rika isn't your toy. She'll never come back here. You can't decide that by yourself. You and your husband both signed a statement of consent, right? We have been depositing money that's by no means a small amount into your account every single month for her cooperation in research. What? I know nothing about any money. I've never even heard of it. Rika receiving money for participation in the research is news to me. I'd be even more pissed off. Knowing my husband's character, he wouldn't have used it as spending money behind my back. I bet he thought of this as a free service for the village and completely forgot about money being deposited into our account. There haven't been any strange deposits in the regular account, so maybe in a savings account. Anyway, I don't care about that. If you want to breach the contract, we have to ask for the return of full amount of deposits we've made up until this point. Also, if one party is at fault for the breach of contract... Takano, please calm down. Miss Furude too. Just as I explained to you before, we must find a cure for the Hinamizawa syndrome, so the villagers can continue to live without worry. For that reason, we need to have Rika participate in the research. You can have your damn money. You can go to fucking hell. Fuck you two. Then tell me, when are you going to find a cure? It doesn't make sense. At first, you said this was for Rika's friend, Satoko. But Satoko has already been released from the clinic and is carrying on with a happy life now. You even told my husband 2 weeks ago that you've already found a cure, didn't you? Yes. I think I've told him something like that. But to solve the mysteries of the Hinamizawa syndrome... You didn't mention anything about solving all the mysteries in the beginning. Rika was to participate to find a cure for the villagers. Then her job is done. All the research and experience you're performing on Rika have nothing to do with the cure. You're doing them out of your own interest, aren't you? That's not true. It really isn't. Anyway, Rika's cold is just a misunderstanding. If you still feel that suspicious, then... That's enough. Since money is involved here, I'll have to discuss it with my husband. Excuse me. They were too shady from the very beginning. Because of the exaggerated story, Rika and my husband took their sides. But it won't work on me. Anyhow, I must settle things with them now. Because Rika isn't their toy. I especially don't trust that woman called Takano. I don't either, fuck her. I'd beat the ever-loving shit out of her. She even... Ooh, I don't care. Dr. Yuri seems to me like he's still a doctor, but she doesn't. How can I describe her? I guess I can say the glow in her eyes is too unpleasant. See, Yuri was being responsible and normal. She wasn't. She's a bitch. You have to return all the money. Fine. Have it. Fuck off. I didn't even know there was money. She only sees Rika as a guinea pig. I can feel the cruelty from her. Neither my husband nor Rika noticed that. I must protect her. I must protect Rika as a mother. I will say, Rika's mother has the best in heart. It's not like you, Takano. Getting into an argument with her like that only makes things more complicated. It's not like you at all. I know. Sorry for losing my cool. Did something happen for her to be in a bad mood? The emotional conversation that she just had now isn't like her at all. Oh, I'd be furious at her. You better... Oh, I don't give a fuck what the husband says. Fuck you. She's not going back there. Not with that bitch working there. Fuck her. Oh, I'd be furious. Livid. Still hasn't happened. First page. Rika's father and mother, third sacrifice. That's what it is. I want to see if anything else happens first, though. Deja vu. Wait, did I do the red capsule yet or no? No, I did not. God, actually, starting to actually run out of stuff. Good. I'll do this one first, though. High fever. Takano always comes along with me whenever I come for a photo shoot, a stroll. I think she has found a joy with cameras, and I am happy to gain a friend who shares the same hobby. However, there's actually something else she is much more interested in. That is to look up the old history of Hinamizawa. She goes to the local libraries and archives to read through various literatures, and she has actually become quite a historian of Hinamizawa. Yeah, a little bit too crazy about it. When she's in a good mood, she tells me about things like Hinamizawa used to be called Onagafuchi Village, and the villagers used to perform various cruel ceremonies based on the belief of Oyashiro-sama. She must like touchy stories like this, and actually, that makes her more mysterious. Makes her more creepy. On the other hand, I don't do well with grotesque stories, so I can hardly respond to her. I'll give her that fake, ha ha ha. Yeah, it's funny, Takano, you're really funny. The stories of cruel ceremonies that she gets excited about, I don't really get at them at all that well. However, ours are so sparkly when she talks about that, so I don't mind spending time with her even though she talks about cruel things like that. Oh, hey look, I was right. Tomeitake's in it for completely different reasons than what Takano's in for it. Who would have thunk? You sure are looking into those things, don't you? Like looking into those things, don't you? Yeah, sure, it's fun. It's so exciting to unravel a hidden dark past that has been sealed away, don't you think so? Takano smiles as she talks, which makes me think a hidden dark past is something fun. Of course it isn't. The hidden dark past of Hinamizawa she likes to look into is something so cruel and atrocious, just like witch hunts from the Middle Ages. Besides, they help me when I research the Hinamizawa syndrome. You don't have to always go look through microscopes to research things. Sometimes the traditions of this village that have spent a long time together with the parasites can teach us things far more valuable. That's true. Boy, you are such a passionate researcher. Because researching is my life's work. To step into an unknown mystery and exposing a secret that nobody knows about, don't you think that's wonderful? It tickles my intellectual curiosity. That's probably the greatest entertainment available to only humans who can feel joy from thinking. The first person to walk on this research, Dr. Takano, must have discovered something fascinating enough to make him devote his entire life to the research of the Hinamizawa syndrome too. I think I'm the only one who can really understand his feelings. Since you are not a researcher, is this too much to understand? She is always so energetic, enthusiastic every time she talks about the late Dr. Takano, an independent researcher who was the first person to discover the existence of the Hinamizawa syndrome. I think there is something more than just admiration as a researcher. I noticed something now. The late Dr. Takano's full name is Takano Hifumi, and Takano's full name is Takano Mio. Although they use different characters, their last names both sound Takano, and their first names are He 1, Fu 2, Me 3, and Me 3, Yo 4. I sense a mysterious connection between them. I don't know anything about the personal side of Takano, but there is a good possibility her name Takano is an alias. So it's very possible she chose the name of a researcher she admires. I see. So that's why your name is Mio. What? Well, the name of the researcher you admire is Takano Hifumi, right? And your name is Mio. 1, 2, 3, and 3 and 4. You are continuing the research he wasn't able to complete. So I thought maybe that's why you'd have that name. Who told you that? Myself. Huh? Oh, no. I just thought of that now. I didn't hear that from anybody. You're right. I'm impressed, Jiro. I know you admire Dr. Takano, and sometimes you spoke as if you were his daughter or a granddaughter who inherited the research legitimately. That's why I said that. Even book authors like Idowagawa Renpo have pen names named as homage towards the authors they admire as well. So I thought maybe your name is like a pen name, you know? No, that's not so. Takano Mio is my real name. However, my real last name uses a different character, though. Huh? So your last name is exactly the same as Dr. Takano? Oh my goodness. And Mio is your real name too. Takano Mio continues the research of Takano Hifumi. What a fateful coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. You're overstating, Jiro. This isn't a fate of any kind. He is my grandfather. What? This is news to me. How? How is this news to you? I heard Takano discovered the documents about Hinamizawa syndrome left by Dr. Takano after his death and continued the research. Yeah, she could have found it being related. Like, you could still be the granddaughter and still don't know he's researching it until he dies. I never heard of them being related. They have the same goddamn last name, dude. I don't care if they spell it different. It's suspicious. Someone told me it'll leave a bad impression if I ask for funds and continue my grandfather's research because many people think I'm trying to pull funds to help my family matter. That's why I changed one of my characters in my last name. So other than Father Koizumi, you are the first person I told this to. I see. I didn't know. So that's the reason why you're so passionate about the Hinamizawa syndrome research. Now I understand very clearly. She succeeded the research her grandfather was able to complete. My grandfather also researched the Hinamizawa syndrome from not only a medical point of view, but from old documents and literatures as well. Looking through the literatures of a village has been living with the Hinamizawa syndrome for hundreds of years can be far more valuable than looking through microscopes with 100 times magnification. My grandfather taught me that. I see. I'm sure your grandfather is so happy that you're succeeding his research that he couldn't complete. I bet he's so proud of you. I hope so. I said something Takano would normally tease me about, but she didn't. She nods and smiles. There's no mistake. She is indeed a granddaughter of Dr. Takano. Like she'd be lying? What is she getting from lying? My grandfather is Hifumi, which means 1, 2, 3. And I'm Mio, which means 3, 4. Following after my grandfather, we only have counted the 3 together. And counted the 4 after my grandfather. We must reach the 5 that neither me nor my grandfather has seen yet. That is my duty and the reason I was born. So that's why your name is Mio, huh? I think that's a beautiful name. This is not the time, Tometake. Thank you. But please keep the granddaughter issue to yourself. My clients don't even know I don't want any unnecessary problems from knowing about it. Sure. Okay. This is a secret between you and me, huh? Although it's a small secret, it makes me feel good that I'm the only one who knows about it this. I've only counted to 3. I haven't even reached 4 yet. The path of the research is long and rough, but I will do it. I will expose the secret of the Hinamizawa syndrome. I'll support you. That's my job in the first place, huh? You would have sounded so cool if you didn't say extra things like that. You only needed to say you'll support me, you know? Okay, I'll support you. It's too late. You're not cool if you can't get it right the first time. We laughed cheerfully together. And after we finished laughing, she becomes serious and says as if to drive the point home. So remember, Jiro, don't tell anybody that I'm his granddaughter, okay? Okay, I promise. It's not a bad thing, but I don't want the clients to cut the funding because of that. I don't think they will. Besides, I won't tell a soul. Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? I received my life for this research. My mission is to complete my grandfather's research. To prove that the trampled research is actually something amazing that will shock the world, and to make everyone praise my grandfather who has perished away under the earth, eventually making him ascend as a god. Those are the reasons and the purposes of my life. Yeah, at that point I would kind of look at her kind of like glazed eyes. Oh, okay. Interesting. Jiro, if you say something to interfere and create problems for my research, just don't worry, I'll forget everything you told me here. Really, I mean it. I won't say anything. I promise. I won't say anything. Are you sure, Jiro? I feel something frightening in her just for a bit. A bit? Man, this would stick for me forever. This is shit that you need to file away in that cabinet as stuff to remember for later. She's scary. I'm afraid that she would get completely possessed by it, so I swear to keep that promise. Her intellectual curiosity as a researcher and the will to complete her grandfather's research are stirring her passion for the research of the Hinamizawa syndrome. Please be a dick, Tometake, and tell him, oh yeah, P.S., she's the granddaughter. Shit on her life. That would be the best thing in the world. Fuck you, Takano. But I think there is one more reason that is stirring in her. But it's far too deep, and it's within a wound in her heart that someone like me shouldn't touch. Touch it. Touch it. But earlier, she said, if I create problems for the research, I wonder what she wanted to say after that. You will die. I jumped to the worst conclusion. I'm gonna die. I can't help thinking she wanted to say something frightening and merciless. I keep my promise with her, and we never talk about this issue ever again after this day. And she's crazy as fuck. She's scary as fuck too. Fuck that shit. More stuff is getting done though. Thank you. Thank you. Because I can do this one. It happened so suddenly. Father Koizumi passed away, and now I can do the one where he dies. I never heard he was ill or wasn't feeling well. His chest started to hurt suddenly and couldn't sleep. Heart attack. He called an ambulance for the first time in his life because he didn't think he could endure the pain. He was taken into emergency care, but he didn't live to see morning. It was an acute myocardial infarction. Fuck off and just say a heart attack. But in a way, maybe it was just the best way possible for a way to go. God damn it. Oh, God, fuck off. Compared to being in bed for many years, slowly dilapidating and withering away, he was healthy until his death, so I think he must have lived a wonderful life. But still, it was too sudden. I wish I called him Father more. It's too late though. Father Koizumi would never smile with his wrinkly old face to me, no matter how many times I'd call him. He was my guardian until now. He always looked after me to make sure all of my efforts would be righteously evaluated. Maybe he did that because he couldn't help my grandfather's research when he was alive. But still, he was an important person to me. He wasn't my political backup. He wasn't just my political backup. But I didn't realize that when he was alive. I even thought of just using his power for my own agenda. But after he died, I realized. Father Koizumi was my grandpa. He provided the warmth and protection that I longed for from my own grandfather. Which one? At his funeral, I shed tears that I thought that I forgot how to. Father, thank you for everything. I should have called you Father more, huh? Oh. No matter how many times I call him, he would never reply. What can I do for him at this point is to complete my research. I must accomplish my goal for his sake. When my grandfather's research is acknowledged, Father Koizumi's name will be known once again for being the sole supporter of his research. I believe that is the best way to repay him for everything he has done. I vow to devote myself into the research even more than this day on. But, unfortunately, bad things seem to happen at the same time. It was like the tailwind was changed suddenly to the headwind. It was a sudden change in wind direction. So strong, so cold, so sad. What? What are you talking about, Jiro? Well, you know that Koizumi-sensei was the main political sponsor for the Ure institution, right? The establishment of this place was done all thanks to his strong political pressure and maneuvering related bureaucracies for its approval. He was indeed the top-ranking official, who was known for the upbringing of the post-war pharmaceutical industry of Japan. He had huge political and industrial influence over these issues. So now that Koizumi is gone, his way won't work any longer? So far it's only a rumor, so I don't know for sure. But I heard they're going to reconsider the allocated budget for the project. Are you saying the Ure institution will be closed? No, I haven't heard anything about that. About reconsidering the Ure institution. But after Koizumi-sensei's death, the rumor says there are vast confusions among the old guards, and their factions, as well as the civil strife within the party for his successor. It seems the opposing factions are gaining influence in the human resources of our client. So there may begin to dig deep into the holy treasure chest that the Koizumi faction held to fund their project. Of course, they're too complicated for me to explain. And besides, it may be just a rumor. Jiro said it's only a rumor repeatedly, but that it's telling me the wind direction has changed. Or maybe Jiro already knows something that is simply trying to warn me that the wind direction will change suddenly. Then at the next routine audit, Jiro told me, high government officials who have never been here came to this routine audit along with Jiro. Just seeing those faces, I realized the turning point is approaching. As you know, the Alphabet Project was created to strengthen post-war Japan's presence in the world through the views of developing defensive weapons. However, we are now in the 50s of the Showa era and the 21st century is just around the corner. In this day and age, we must put the past behind us and start looking for a new world in the 21st century. He meant exactly what he said. Japan has already put the past behind, and is cutting off its ties to the ghosts that wished to regain the militaristic might of the pre-war era. It's been 40 years since the end of the war. Wait, did he say 50s? We are now in the 50s. No, 50s of the Showa era. Okay. Oh god, I thought he meant like 1950s. I'm like, what? It's been 40 years since the end of the war, and we have contributed to the world through various peaceful methods. We have created a strong alliance with the United States, and our country is a major player in world affairs. We have to keep our promise and to forever renounce war and nuclear weapons. And we are known as a nation of peace. In this coming century, our presence and influence will grow even larger. The Alphabet Project and main supporters of the Ira Institution are a group of people who want to find a weapon that would be a deterrent to the nuclear weapon in which Japan is forbidden to own. They come to this subsidiary, like the Erased Institution, to tell us that Japan has renounced nuclear weapons. It's clear that there will be a strong and cold headwind ahead of us. The roll of a dice that came up with 1 on that stormy day has showed up again. I won't let the result of a roll of a dice affect me. My will won't lose against playful tricks of God's roll of dice. Therefore, we are going to review the Alphabet Project, and there's more suitable to our time right now. The new Alphabet Project will figure out the best way for this country to achieve a larger presence in world affairs, not through militaristic means, but through peaceful measures like international trade and economic development. All the people who have tremendous influence in the politics and economy of Japan were born before the war, so they want to regain the glory of pre-war Japan. They have an idea that if they research the bomb that caused Japan to be defeated, then they can win next time. They are indeed the ghost of the war. Yet they still would have lost without the bombs, though, so it doesn't even matter. Of course, they don't want to admit that.